Hi, I'm Tori, and today I'm going to be discussing Grave Memory by Kalayna Price. This is the third book in the Alex Craft series. This is an amazing series about all kinds of fun, magical things happening. So if it sounds interesting to you, go read Grave Witch and Grave Dance and this book, Grave Memory, then come back to hear my opinions. So I like this book, but it felt a little bit more depressing to me than the previous two. It kind of reminded me of how I felt reading the fifth Harry Potter book. I'm still back in a world that I love with characters that I love, and I definitely want to read it and want to know what's happening, but things just seemed a little bit less fun. And I think that was probably because, both of the love interests, Phelan and Death, were absent through most of the book. And there was a lot of secret keeping going on between Alex and her friends, and things were just fairly tense, So it was definitely some good plot developments, but it just wasn't quite as much fun for me as the first two books. It is really interesting to me in fantasy books how often they manage to make it so that the main character basically has two love interests, two boyfriends, and doesn't have to feel guilty about that at all. Because, in this book, there are two men deeply in love with her who haven't asked her for any kind of commitment, and they're kind of fighting over her affections, and it presents no moral qualms. So, it's part of a fantasy book, I guess. That's why it's not reality. I did like getting to see Fairy. I felt like it's getting to feel a little bit less scary to both Alex and the audience. That was fun. It's nice that she knows she can eat fairy food now. That is awesome. I thought it was really fun when she and Death, when they switched life essences, and she was kind of immortal for a while, and that was really fun. And I love the scene where, where the writer rips her heart out and thinks she's dead, and she just kind of sits up and grabs her heart and goes along her way to get it fixed, and that was just hilarious to me. I do love how involved Roy is getting in the whole business. I love that they have an actual office now, and I thought Roy was going to be the secretary, but now it looks like it's going to be Mrs. B, the brownie. And so that's fun, and I'm hoping that by the end of this, Roy will be able to move things or manifest physically a little bit or something so he can interact with clients, because that would be so much fun. I did really like the action part of this book. I thought the whole concept of the writer was really interesting, and I loved the challenges it presented for Alex. I liked seeing her with Death, but I felt like even when they were getting together, you could just tell that it wasn't going to last, and it wasn't, complications were going to arise, so I didn't get to enjoy it quite as much as I would have liked to, because I could just tell that it wouldn't last. So yeah, this book seemed a little bit more, the tone was a bit more mellow than the other books, but overall I enjoyed it, and I can't wait to read the next one.